peppy music. What do you think? It's a peppy show. Tri-Cities Sports Now. Okay, by the way, last week, and we got some really nice reviews for the interview we did with David Strickland, the Otters coach and co-owner. And we're talking a little bit about the ballpark at Bristol falling down and what that'll eventually mean. I mean, we know where this is going to go. Eventually, it's going to mean new ballpark, Bristol, Tennessee. Team moves to Tennessee. $16 million. Bristol, Virginia, feeling left out in the cold. What happens in Bristol, Virginia? They say, well, we need something, and so they put the casino in the mall. That's what's going to happen, folks. I don't really have a problem with a casino in a mall. But I'm just saying, if you do, that's the way this all breaks down. And also, yeah, how did it happen? Well, wait a minute here. The president of Bristol Baseball lets the old ballpark go to pot while he's elected to city council in Bristol. I'm just saying. Now, the question, I guess, is if, the Bristol Pirates will wait around. Or will they seek alternative venues? So, that's something to consider. Because they're right now in a situation. Bring your lawn chairs, the old ETSU tradition. They did that for soccer too, didn't they? But as I said, I cannot tell you how I look around here and I just said, boy, this area thinks small. We'll build an Appalachian League team ballpark for $16 million in downtown Bristol, and presumably for the same we'll build it in Kingsport, and we'll put $15 million into Freedom Hall instead for ETSU basketball, and that's been up since 1974. No! Stop it! Let's stop thinking small. Let's not try. Freedom Hall, I've said it a million times, good sightlines for basketball. Hey, Phil Rocum has spoken to me and says, I think it's got the best sightlines for basketball I've ever seen. That's wonderful. And yes, it's a welcome switch from the mini dome. But the problem is that's all it has to offer. It makes ETSU, and they've always had that problem with subservience, feeling subservient to Science Hill, let alone University of Tennessee, but Science Hill. And I'm going to get to this now. It all ties into the Otters here. So instead of like $15 million in the city, saying, you know what, maybe we ought to, just sort of bite the bullet for a little bit here and see to it that, okay, let's put a new arena. And what we'll do then is a new arena will certainly attract the sort of a recruit that could make ETSU a nationally ranked program again. Oh, don't say that it couldn't. If not, pursue similar paths of growth that, I don't know, James Madison. I mean, they're talking about James Madison in the American. You build a new arena in Johnson City, why couldn't that be ETSU? If you're going to talk about James Madison in the American, and it's about facilities, because you're not making it in with Freedom Hall with get off my lawn being what's around it, and not the restaurants and the bars and the roller coasters and whatever else you got that you really want to be around a sporting venue. Hotels, that sort of thing. Stuff that's, around the mini dome. So that's one. Why you don't look to that. And then you could also have, like I said, events. I mean, there are no events that come to Freedom Hall these days. None! It's just, none. I think there's a Jehovah's Witness. Did that pass yet? The Jehovah's Witness Convention? I think so. So they got nothing until, or at least there wasn't as of last month, basketball season at Freedom Hall. It's a white elephant. You build a new arena, you're getting concerts in. But we don't even think about that. Well, we've got the new Performing Arts Center, and we've got the Niswonger Center in Greenville. Niswonger Center seats, 800? You're not bringing the Rolling Stones in for that. Forgive if you think that the Rolling Stones is dated, but I am trying to get Cloudland High School to change their fight song to Hey, You Get Off of My Cloud, which I think would be just tremendous. I also want the women's teams at Unicoi County to go back to Devil with the Blue Dress On. I think that should happen as well. But, yeah, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. And so, yeah, so I think that needs, these are timeless songs that need to be incorporated into our local high schools. Absolutely. So that being said, I mean, I'm repeating myself, I know, but I just make that you're pouring good money after bad to say stay small. And wouldn't it be nicer instead of $1 million to renovate Joe O'Brien Field? I mean, it's going to be fine for the high schools and such. Maybe you let DeVault Stadium, maybe you got to make that for, say, the high schools that'll play there in the future, or events like that. But Pro Bowl, millions of dollars, Kingsport, for their own team, why not, like I said, let's go big. Instead of bad Appalachian League baseball, why not good Double-A baseball, affiliated with the Reds or the Braves, or I know they're in Mississippi now and all that, and for that matter, the Reds just signed to be in Chattanooga, or an expansion team in Chattanooga or Nashville. And then half the team makes the majors. I mean, we're a long way from a major league ballpark. Even if Charlotte gets a team, the Hornets aren't exactly next door. It's in the region. Yes, I have driven to Charlotte for a cheaper flight. I've been to Carowinds. Yes, I understand the lure of Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. But it's not something you go to every weekend. And so, you go there, what, a couple times a year, maybe? It's in the region. It's worth, roads don't really go there. So why not try to have as high a level of professional sports? Why not try to be cosmopolitan and have, I mentioned concerts in a new arena, or events, or, all this, pro hockey, indoor football, those sort of things. We could have them here if we just thought that way. We could be cosmopolitan. Instead of being, what would Jerry Reed say about Texarkana when the Bandit asked him, what did the snowman say? What do you think they do around here in Texarkana? Speaking of cities that are in 2 states. I don't know. Probably just sit around and watch your cars rust. So let's face facts. This is not, we could be more cosmopolitan than we are, and we're not very cosmopolitan as it is. We're going to go to Gatlinburg. We just gave away 4 free tickets to Dollywood. God bless them. I love Gatlinburg. I love Dollywood. I've been there. I like roller coasters. I'm not the biggest quilting guy in the world. Okay, I can go. But I've been for the music. Yeah, Gatlinburg. You get the New York City traffic. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit because New York City traffic is, but you get the traffic there, certainly in Gatlinburg, but still, a lot to do. Around here, no. Anyway, I go with all this because of the Otters. Kudos, Johnson City Press. You sent a writer. You sent Tanner Cook out to Boone to cover the ball game. And against lowly Tobacco Road FC, Tri-Cities Otters, in what should be a home game, they forge a 4-4 tie. Now they're fighting for first place and playoff berth, which they will not be able to have and play those games in Johnson City. They'll have to be on the road. Because that's the stadium situation for the Otters. Do you realize just what, having the Otters, and we talked about on this show, and you can watch it on archives with their coach and owner. And he talks about, boy, would I like to play at Summers Taylor instead of Kermit Tipton Stadium. And he's the Science Hill guy, too. Yeah, he's the Science Hill coach, too. But he knows what a soccer field is and what's a football field. Now, what do you think is more conducive to the growth of soccer? Obviously. But it's not just that. It's why when Michael Baloth owned the team did, let's make Buffalo Valley, it's just growing to weeds right now. into a soccer venue. Oh, no, we can't do that. Why? Well, we'd like it to stay a golf course. Well, it's not going to be. Well, I don't know. And so there wasn't, and it's not going to happen. Otters need their own yard. Maybe if they don't have to go on a road to play this game, they win and they can be in first place. Think about that. I'm not the biggest home field advantage guy in the world, but that was a game the Otters should have won. And they weren't at home. They weren't playing in Johnson City. They were playing in Boone. It was a home game in Boone. They get their own venue, they don't have to play such games. Think about that. Tri-Cities not being cosmopolitan. And okay. Well, millions of dollars just so you don't tie a soccer game. It's a bigger picture than that. Much bigger picture than that. And it's just so frustrating. Just so frustrating that so many people around it would like to stay small. Hey, if an area doesn't grow, it dies. Oh, by the way, let's see here. I will say it again, 1990. Tri-Cities is 92nd largest TV market out of 210 in the country. Vegas, Las Vegas is 90. Now Vegas is 39th and the Tri-Cities is 102, barely in the upper half, no longer top 100. Fell from 99th last year. Oscar Goodman, mayor of Las Vegas, and was there any place more cosmopolitan than Las Vegas? But he realized, you know what? You need these teams, that shows growth. Got the All-Star game there, got the Summer League there, certainly the Knights, now the Raiders, And even with the demise of the UNLV Rebels, they grew. We're here, let's stay, we have the Greenville Reds now as our ballparks crumble and try to brag about the Appalachian League and staying the way it is when, in fact, trying to stay the way it is has actually resulted in the area falling in terms of not only, in terms of being a media market. And that means not growing. Tri-Cities Sports Now. All right. Yeah. Meant every word of that. Listen to this. Go to Asian House.
School, hurry to the meeting, run afternoon errands, return to school, and then back.